help unmuting just
I have a kind of a weird situation that came up this week.
I have a weird answer.
Well, I was sitting with a group of people,
Mhm.
and every time one of the group would walk in my direction, started feeling almost like not really a panic attack, but I had to do some diaphragmatic breathing, relax. That person would move away, and then I would be okay. This is never
Was it
happened.
always just the one person?
Yes.
This is what I would do with that. Like that's actually not that weird. It could have something to do, like, with you. Do you have a relationship with this person on any level, like work, friend,
No, I
adversary?
did not meet this. This was the first time I met the person.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with you, but because you're in a group dynamic, you have these energetic cords that appear, because you're interacting, just like we're interacting right now. There's a little bit of a cord between us where we're verbally communicating, but also energetically, we have energy going back and forth where there's a kind of communication. And sometimes what happens is the person might be having a difficult time, might be full of stress, might be full of fear, might be having a conflict with somebody else, and that energy is not directed at you, but you kind of start to feel it when the energies start to mix a little bit, especially when you start to have issues the closer they get to in proximity. And so one of the ways to treat that probably pretty easily is to use like ironbark eucalyptus or that blend etheric cords. Ironbark eucalyptus is that kind of eucalyptus that smells like lemons.
Mhm.
It's a very lemony scent. And you can just inhale that. But I would say inhale that and think of the person, like literally think of the person, because it will clean the cords between you and that person. And it will just undo the effects of any sort of contamination that can come from that. And then I would use something like Gilead or Palo Santo or Chocolate Roots Cleanser just to clean out whatever kind of came to the surface. Because like when you clean the cords, you're cleaning up the energy that's going back and forth between the two of you, but you're also starting to clean up some of the contamination that entered into your energy body. And as that comes out, it will dissipate, but if you use that second oil, it'll just flush it out just right then and there. If you don't have any of those, just do the ironbark eucalyptus and call it good. If you want, you can take salt baths in it. You could even put it like on your solar plexus and things like that. But usually inhalation will knock it out.
Well, interestingly, this person a little bit later started doing some diaphragmatic breathing herself and was confused. I mean, I felt fine once I was out of the room with that person. But then later on Tuesday, I ended up having my blood pressure go up to 180.
Ooh, that's high.
It was high. So I went ahead and went to make sure I wasn't having any cardiac issues.
Right.
But it's been a good bit of the week that I've tried to, I've done the sage, the Palo Santo, been drinking some hawthorn tea and hibiscus. So, but you're telling me I need to go ahead and use the cord cutter, and I have that.
Oh, the blood pressure thing is a little bit interesting. Any reason why this person would be adversarial towards you or judgmental or anything of that nature?
No, I don't even know if that person noticed me, really. I mean, it doesn't even have to be that person. She's a very sensitive person, so maybe it's someone else connected. I don't know.
Well, let's stick with what we're talking about.
Okay.
And, I think of her, but I think of the whole group. Like, do her first and then, visit people in the group or just the group itself. And, keep thinking of them as you inhale and see if that resolves it. And if not, the rise in blood pressure is a little concerning. That usually means there's a little more something. And you think it's really tied to this like group or this interaction or anything, or think it could be
No,
just a coincidence or?
I mean, they're all very, very spiritual, like-minded people. This one was someone I did not know, but she's traveled this path for a long time.
Mhm.
Um,
She travel out of country at all?
Not that I know of.
She hasn't talked about like going to a particular site or anything like that?
No. Like I said, I just kind of met her and recently found out about her.
Were you in that class where we did the Litsea cubeba lotion?
No,
Do you happen to have Litsea cubeba?
no.
Do you happen to have like lemongrass or anything like that?
Yes, I actually have some that I'm growing too, but I also have the oil.
Yeah, let's have you inhale the oil maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Like still do the thing with the ironbark eucalyptus, but
I have your etheric cord.
yeah, that actually is even better. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So as I look at you for whatever reason, it could be this person, could be something else, but like before and after, there's a lot of elementals on you after that group. And it could just be,
Yeah.
somebody in the group or, that's why like sometimes I start getting a little bit like, did they go somewhere that is like a site where, like sometimes these holy sites also have a bunch of kind of parasites in them as well. They're good and there's also stuff there. You know what I mean?
Yep. She
And
actually
sometimes,
said that to her sister, that she was
yeah,
just overwhelmed with a lot of elementals.
yeah. So Litsea cubeba would probably be the first thing that I would use. Lemongrass would be right up there. There's that blend that we make called stagnation. That's really good for that. There's one that's elemental release, but you have lemongrass. So I would just start inhaling that.
Mhm.
You could even take a couple drops internally if you needed to,
Okay.
and clean that up. Palo Santo could also be another one that you could use for that, just inhaling. A lot of times you want to clean those things off the arms and the legs. And so I would
Okay.
put a couple of drops of like Palo Santo if you have it, and then
Uh-huh.
the arms and legs. If you don't have Palo Santo, mugwort or Artemisia.
I have all those.
Okay, any combination, or you could rotate them, but yeah, hit that and see if that cleans that up. And if for some reason it doesn't, let us know, but that should clean things up.
Okay. I did spray the room with Palo Santo.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
those things happen. And sometimes, like I had a client one time come back from Machu Picchu, and beautiful place, a very spiritual place and everything, but they were just covered in parasites from wherever part of the mountain they were on. And one session we cleaned them all up, but
Mhm.
sometimes these places have those things just because it might be that a bunch of people are there and they're all expelling, or who knows. Like it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean that something horrible has happened. It's just you want to just clean it up.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it
Huh?
possible that as we age, attending to um, our protective energies could decrease?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, the
Yeah,
person
yeah, yeah.
was much older, and I know she's worked a lot with the energies, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It can,
she's
it can, it can,
frail.
that particular thing with the elementals can turn on a dime. It can happen a little bit easier as we get older, but that can turn on a dime at any given time. You know, you just in a place where there's a lot of those kinds of energies, or you're around a bunch of people, or the body gets sick, or somebody gets really super upset at you, or it could happen for all kinds of reasons. Like sometimes I try to figure it out, but a lot of times I just mop it up. And if there is an issue that still needs to be resolved, that usually presents itself. But a lot of times you just clean it up and move on.
Can you carrying a medicine bag? What do you think of that?
Yeah, like I wear medicine bags quite a bit. For something like that, you know what I do with a medicine bag is I would take some sage, like leaves of sage, break it up and stuff it in the medicine bag and just wear it for a little while.
Okay.
You could do that.
Yeah, I've had homegrown.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. You know what else works really good for elementals is hyssop. Hyssop's really super good for elementals.
Growing that too.
Yeah, you could put that in a medicine bag as well.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to your house. All sorts of good herbs.